Yeah, so a lot of times Jesus was speaking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees, like, the people of the religious law and all that stuff. They didn't really, they expected Jesus to come riding in, chariots and horses and, exercise his power and authority, come in, loud. But he came in loud and bold, but humble. It wasn't loud how they wanted. His humbleness spoke loudness. He came in riding on a donkey. They was not expecting that. It was what? He came in meek. He came in humble. They were expecting something completely different. So a lot of times they rejected him. They didn't really receive him. So yeah, that's also the box. That's why it says Matthew is a book written to the Jews, because they were the people that the Pharisees and Sadducees were Jews, and they felt like they held all the power and authority and the class. They controlled it, which they did. So yeah. All right, so now we're moving on to 24 to 29. And it says, build on the rock. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house. And it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell. And great was its fall. And so it was, when Jesus had ended these things, that the people were astonished at his teaching. For he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. See, they're like, who is you? Who are you? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to come out here exercising authority, and you're not one of us? That's how they felt. If this is sounding like it's relating to you, good. There's a reason for that. But yeah, they didn't think of him highly, because he didn't come out boastful and arrogant like they. So yeah. Okay, so what does this verse mean? 24 to 29. So God wants us to put into practice, building on the rock. The rock is Jesus. The rock represents Jesus. That's the foundation. God cares about our foundation. That's why trials and tribulations will come, to test our faith. But when they come, it'll determine what you actually stand on. Are you standing on faith on God, or are you standing on whatever you're standing on? And if you are standing